Never in a million years would I have imagined that the Texans would be fighting for a playoff spot in week 18. What's up, y'all? It's Clutch City Entertainment here, back at it again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about the Texans. And the Texans are currently 9-7 as it stands. And if you were to tell anyone before the season that the Texans would have this record, they'd call you crazy. No one in their wildest dreams would have thought the Texans would win 9 games. Vegas thought they'd win at most six. And so it's crazy to see how the Texans have came this way so far. They have so many impressive wins this season against Burrow and the Bengals, Buccaneers, the comeback win against the Buccaneers, the Broncos on their 5-game win streak. There's so many exciting games that the Texans have shown us. They do have some games that we thought we would have won, but honestly, we before the season, we were the underdog for all these games, and to see us being, like, disappointed that, "Oh, we should have won this game," is just crazy to see that we've come so far, and just a crazy turnaround in 1 year, and so really excited to see what's ahead of us. Basically, it's a win and end situation against the Colts, and, Jacob and Roman, what do you guys think? What did you guys notice from this game from the Titans, and what are you excited for in the future?
Honestly, the whole game felt like it was just a domination. We were up from the very beginning and on both sides of the ball, statistically, like, after that, like, Stroud's numbers didn't look as good as they probably could have, or, they were sort of running the ball a lot. They got conservative offense, which is not a problem in that situation, but, the defense was dominant. Will Anderson had a crazy game, like, he played 12 snaps and had 6 pressures, 2 sacks. Hopefully, his ankle gets more ready for this, Saturday game. But outside of the injuries that happened during the game, I mean, it was pretty much a perfect game. They finally had beaten a team by more than one score.
Yeah, I feel like the game was like a great mix of the rookies and then the veterans. Of course, you got Jerry Hughes make a good play, a very good play actually. He strip sack on Will Levis, which led to Sheldon Rankins, another old veteran for this defense scoring. We had guys like Christian Harris making plays, doing what he's been doing for the past few weeks. I feel like right around mid-season, he just turned on a switch where he just really didn't look back. He's hitting hard, he's reading the plays, he's being where he needs to be for the most part. And it just feels like this mixture of rookies and veterans are or not finally. They've been having a good connection all season, but they're just meshing really well. Casario and of course Nico Ryans, they did a great job through the season, even with adding guys like Derek Barnett. And of course Tart, who didn't play too much in this past game, but he did have a couple of plays where he was there. I saw him and D'Amico Ryans on the sideline, kind of happy, exchanging a couple of words, smiling, whatever. And for some guy who apparently had character concerns or whatever the reason was why he was cut, it looked like he was getting along with D'Amico Ryans pretty well. It looks like there's no problems there. But yeah, it's a great mixture of the young guys, the old guys. It feels like we have a pretty reliable guy, Nico Collins, how he has been all season. CJ Stroud on a couple of plays. I think they're for the most part third downs on those out routes against Sean Murphy Bunting. CJ Stroud delivered like 2 or 3 perfect balls on like just quick little or not quick, but like on some intermediate out routes to Nico Collins. And it feels like those two to not play for like a couple of weeks. I think like 2 or 3 weeks together to come back already have this great of a connection already. I think that's a good sign. One of my biggest worries going into the Colts game, and then if we win that game into the playoffs, is what we're gonna do in wide receiver number two, because of course we saw Noah Brown and then of course Robert Woods exit with injuries. I'm not sure how detrimental they're gonna be. That's gonna be one thing to keep an eye on. Maybe we work out some wide receivers during the week. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but I think that's my biggest worry as of right now. Who's going to be that wide receiver number two behind Nico? Because John Mechie, I mean, for the time he has played, he played some pretty significant snaps this past Sunday, and the snaps he did play he just wasn't really that convincing. And that's one of my biggest worries right now.
Yeah, those are some really good observations. And I also want to add that the offensive line, despite all the injuries, with Titus Howard being out for the season, Jared Patterson, they're out for the season, and just like the line has been shifting, rotating so much, but despite it all, they've only allowed, I think, no sack, and they only allow like 3 pressures or so. And Juice Scruggs is looking really good, shaping up to be a good second round pick. Tunsil's been playing solid, and Shaq Mason's been the Iron Man through it all, the one constant factor in this whole line, and he's been a really solid pickup this offseason. And it's just really great to see that the Texans are able to have a good, like a solid offensive line. And CJ Stroud, he's playing amazing. And if he had not missed those 2 games, he would have maybe been in the MVP convos. He was in MVP convos earlier, but there's a very good possibility that the Texans run away with Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year with Will Anderson, Coach of the Year with D'Amico Ryans, and Executive of the Year in Nick Casario. And this big Week 18 matchup against the Colts against Shane Steichen, who is also another Coach of the Year candidate. And it's just amazing to see how they have also rallied by losing Anthony Richardson and also other injuries. They released Shaq Leonard. Crazy to see how they, same spot as we are, winning and going to be a really crazy finish. Do you guys have any predictions? Obviously, we all hope that the Texans win, but how do you guys think will win? Do you think it'll be a convincing victory or a tight victory? What do you guys think?
I think it'll probably be a close game, but I do think we'll get the win. I think we're better than Indy, and I mean we've already lost to them once this year, early on in the year, and I have a hard time believing we're gonna get swept. So I think we pull out a close win. I think it'll be somewhat high scoring. Maybe we win 27-24, I guess is my prediction.
Oh yeah, back then when we played them earlier on in the season, our run game wasn't really getting going. I think it was like CJ Stroud's second game. So everybody was pretty much new system, new everything. Our offense wasn't really getting going. Will Anderson was still new to the league. Everybody was still adjusting. All of our rookies, young players, the veterans even. And now going on to the season, everybody's like obviously they've progressed and everything. So we've gotten better. But so have the Colts. I also think it's gonna be a pretty close game. Probably high scoring as well. I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more running plays from us, especially considering our wide receiver situation as of right now. If a couple of guys aren't able to go, like Robert Woods, Noah Brown, then we'll probably be running a lot more. Probably more of a mixture of Devin Singletary and Damian Pierce. I know in the first meeting it was pretty much all Damian Pierce. I think Devin Singletary probably had like less than 5 carries if even in that game. But now that Devin Singletary's been getting more of a go, probably gonna be a more controlled game than last time. Last time it just felt like it was a weird game. Anthony Richardson had those 2 crazy long touchdowns in the beginning, and then it just felt like we were playing from behind the whole game. But yeah, I definitely do think we're gonna win unbiasedly. I mean, I do think we're just a better team overall. Rookies been getting better, and then of course the veterans. But yeah, I think we're gonna pull out the win, and we'll probably say like, let's say 24-21 or something.
A lot of people said like even though they like might not get in or they lose, it's still a great season. Yes, but to a certain extent, we've made it so far. It's gonna be a little disappointing to not see playoff Stroud or the Texans in the playoffs, but still would be looking back on it would be a great season. And the Texans can still win the division given that the Jaguars lose to the Titans in Week 18, and hopefully they come through for us. Despite that, the playoff scenarios would just mean that winning in, and we'd probably be facing one of either the Chiefs or the Bills if the Jaguars do win. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. Pretty much it for the video. Let us know your thoughts. Drop your score predictions down below in the comments. What do you think will happen? And as always, see you guys next time. Peace.